Okay, so in full disclosure, what was supposed to happen is my wife, Jen, was supposed to be up here on stage presenting this to you guys. So we woke up this morning, and she turned over to me and said, "I can't go, I'm sick." I said, "You're kidding." And she said, "No, can't do it, you're gonna have to do it." So here I am. I was gonna stop by Nordstrom's and pick up a nice little chiffon number, maybe a little strapless. Didn't want to disappoint. So here we are, we're going to talk about marketing automation for the field. I, like the first group of people that you saw, does not have a digital presentation, because you want to take all of this in. I'm the president of Zen 1210, and what we've been doing for the past 12 years is marketing automation through and through. We started off with a company called Silverpop, which I'm sure you saw their logo up over there, which was consequently bought by IBM and then turned into Watson Campaign Automation. We then built an add-on onto that called Email Playground, and what Email Playground does is it empowers non-technical users to go ahead and create, schedule, and deploy automated email messaging, text messaging. And now we're rolling out to other social media avenues and things like WeChat and Line for the Asian market. So of course, marketing automation is something that I live, eat, and breathe all day long. Now, why is marketing automation important, particularly in the field? Is because 9 times out of 10, the people in the field are not marketers. They're out selling. So what we need to do is empower them, give them very, very easy tools to go out and create this stream of messaging so they consistently communicate with potential clients. Now, what does marketing automation mean? Really, what does this mean? Marketing automation means automated marketing. Who would have thought, right? I didn't get it initially. What this means, what the system allows us to do is it allows us to set up templates, it allows us to create segments, target audience segments, and then automate the messaging so that it flows at a particular cadence. So it's a set it and forget it environment for anyone that's trying to engage with a potential customer or client. Now, marketing automation comes in multiple flavors, and one of the most popular is called an early engagement series or a welcome program. I'm sure you've seen these many, many times. You've gone and signed up at a website, you said, "Yes, I'm absolutely interested to hear everything that you've got to tell me about your brand." Next thing you know, you get an email saying, "Great, thank you so much for signing up for our email newsletter." And then 2 days later, you get another email saying, "We noticed that you signed up for our email newsletter. Let me tell you a little bit about our brand. Let me tell you a little bit about what we do." And then 3 or 4 days later, you get another email message that says, "Hey, Bob, we've signed up about 4 weeks ago. Thank you so much for signing up. Let me tell you about ways that you can interact with my brand. Here's a link to my social media environment. Here's some great information about what we do." And then all of a sudden you get dumped into a newsletter series that then happens once or twice a month. Now, all of that messaging was automated. It was all set up beforehand. It's personalized because when you signed up, you gave away your first name, your last name, and your email address. And all of that gets populated into the email through a dynamic content field that says first name. So when that email goes out, which is preset and predefined with all of this great content that the brand has created, you get put into a cadence and you receive all of this messaging. And there's this constant reiteration of who your sales rep is at the bottom of the email or on the side of the email. Make sure you contact Frank. He's going to help you through this process. Here's his telephone number. Now, how does marketing automation work in the field? Because it's all well and good when you're a corporate brand marketer and you're sitting in an office in your marketing department and you've now set up this really complex environment like Silverpop or what is now called Watson Campaign Automation or any of the other myriad, marketing automation platforms that are out there. But what about the guy in the field? How do they work within marketing automation? What can they do? Well, it's the same thing that we did. We created a really, really simple environment for them to go ahead and upload their own list. Put it into Email Playground, for example, or HubSpot, or any of the other really easy-to-use environments. And then that pulls on a template that the brand marketer or the corporate marketer has created and has given access to all of the sales reps, all of the field reps, they now have access to all of these assets. And then they can go ahead and upload their personal list into that environment, and then they get dumped into an automated messaging program. So field rep says, hey, you know what, I'm going to upload this list. All of a sudden, that list then gets pushed into the early engagement series or that welcome series, and now all those people that he's reached out to or he's spoken to are now involved in this early engagement series. Now, why is this important? Why is this really, really important for the brand marketer as well as for the field rep? Well, for the field rep, it's ease of use, right? They can just get right into the marketing. They can get right into the marketing to those prospects. They don't necessarily have to think about creating the content. They don't have to do much of anything other than upload a list, enter a name, and off they go. They're now part of that automated messaging program. Why is it important for the brand marketer? Why is it so important for corporate? Well, traditionally, what was happening before we had all of these really easy-to-use tools that we were giving access to the field reps, is the field reps were setting up their own environments like Constant Contact or MailChimp in order to run all of their mail programs, their email messaging programs, which is great for them because now they can consistently reach out through their own environment. But it sucks for the corporate marketer. Why? Because they have no control over brand consistency. They have no control over the assets that are being used. They have no control over any of the messaging that is being used. They have no control over, they have no insight into how well this thing did. Did that localized messaging campaign work? Did what that field rep say make a difference? Did it generate a lead? Didn't it? So once we actually have this environment where someone can now log on to something that corporate has provided or a brand has provided for them to use, because my understanding is everyone, a sales rep can rep multiple lines. So if line number one gives them the tools to go out and use this messaging program that they've given them access to and said, hey, guess what? You can use our template. It's going to be packed with really useful content. You can personalize a section, add your own little piece of content in there through a really easy-to-use interface, upload your list, and we'll make sure it gets sent out to your prospects. Now, corporate has insight into multiple things. Corporate has insight into new prospects that they didn't necessarily know about before. They have control over brand consistency. So that brand experience, that customer experience, which is of paramount importance now, particularly nowadays, they have control over. That email is going to render correctly. That text message is going to use the right verbiage with the right opt-out language. All of that is going to exist. And that field rep doesn't have to worry about it at all. Corporate has integrated analytics. They can jump in there and see how well that did. And then they can use that across their entire environment and say, hey guys, we noticed when we used this subject line, it went gangbusters, but when we used this one, it fell flat. When we sent this text message, it did phenomenally well, but when we sent this one, it didn't. And this is really important. You can also find out who your top performers are and what they're doing. What kind of content are they adding into that template to make their local campaigns fly? And that is learnings that corporate can run away with and use over and over again through all of this marketing automation. Marketing automation is an incredibly powerful tool in that MarTech stack, which I love that word, MarTech stack. Isn't that great? MarTech stack. I highly recommend MarTech stack, and I highly recommend marketing automation. Other things that you can do in marketing automation as well is A/B testing. Why is A/B testing important? Because you don't know what you don't know, right? Part of what we do in digital marketing is test and learn, test and learn, test and learn. Back in the day, test and learn was really expensive because it cost you $10 million to test and learn a TV ad or a print ad. Well, now it costs you about $1,000 to go and do a test and learn amongst tens of thousands of people in a digital environment. So we can test and learn through marketing automation, automate the A/B testing, and we can open that up to a field rep. They can create 2 different emails if they've got an idea and say, let's see, I wonder if this subject line would work as opposed to that. We open that opportunity up to them and say, guys, here's a template. You can run an A/B test split on all of your audience. 10 people, 15 people, whatever their prospect list is. But they can run that A/B test very, very simply and learn a lot about, one, their local environment, and corporate walks away with a ton of data, a ton of information that they can actually use across their entire environment. So I know 11 minutes isn't an awful long time to talk about marketing automation and how we utilize marketing automation for sales reps, and particularly in the field. But understand, marketing automation simplifies the marketing process for people who are not necessarily marketers. And when you give them the simplified tools to go ahead and do this work, it generates leads, it closes deals, it makes sales, and they don't have to worry about it too much because it's automated marketing. And I believe that is my time. Thank you.